Cool. Synced up. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Jumping Off Bridges with Matt and Adrian. This week we have a special guest. His name is Matt Velez.
Woo!
Run it! Run it! Matt Velez he's just another friend of ours. We've known him for a while. I've known him longer than Adrian has.
Since you guys are kids.
Since forever. I've known him since like 9th grade.
We go way back.
So this week, what's been trending for this week? Big story of the week. Do you want to get started with legalization right away?
Yeah, man. Legalization of marijuana.
Yeah, on the 17th of the month, marijuana is now legal for recreational use in Canada.
10/17.
10/17. It's a national holiday. Kind of interesting though. So all the other provinces started. They all have stores, retail stores. Like on that day, Ontario is the only one that you have to go online to buy the marijuana. It's the only one because Doug Ford originally they were going to open up the OCS stores.
Wait, so to buy weed legally, you have to buy it through that.
You have to buy it online, yeah.
But the dispensaries.
There are still dispensaries, but some of them are actually getting raided right now.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
So which is technically the only legal avenue is the website.
Correct.
Even though, all right, okay.
It doesn't make
any sense. So when he came in, because originally with Kathleen Wynne, they were going to just make OCS stores. So the same
like
company
LCBOs, right?
Exactly,
yeah.
like LCBOs. Whereas now, when Doug Ford got elected, he went, no, we're going to make it private business can do this themselves. But in order to do that, you then have to wait until April 1st for some reason for them to be able to be open. So some dispensaries are still open, but a lot of them are still getting raided just like from before.
Business as usual.
Yeah, so it's like once you buy the weed, it's totally who gives a shit as long as it's under 30 grams, but you can't buy it technically from those dispensaries. You have to buy it legally from the OCS, even though it's the same companies providing weed to the dispensaries that are providing it to the OCS. So the weed is the same, coming from the same place. It's just in these retail stores, the government doesn't get any tax for it.
Maybe it's because they just wanted more control, just more government control.
Like, well, no, it was about less government control.
Less?
Yeah, so Doug Ford, that whole thing was about less government interference in the retail experience. But because of that, the government is now involved in shutting down these stores. Like it wasn't. You could tell that this date was the federal government said no, we want it done on this date, and the problem was
they didn't plan very well.
They didn't plan it very well.
No, they set a date, and then the date got to them before they could catch up.
Yeah. The date thing, it was kind
especially with the OCS thing. That's so strange. Like, it was working on the day of, so that's cool, except the whole idea was that OCS was supposed to be a retail chain that showed up everywhere, right? And that was like 6 months ago they said that, so apparently we were going to have fucking, 30, 40 fucking locations by now?
Yeah. And
now they're like, nope, none of that. You can only buy from our website, and the dispensaries are still being shut down? That's fucking weird.
It is. No, and it's definitely one of those strange things, because for me at the same time, it's all about convenience. The reason that I'm one of the reasons where I'm like, all right, cool, now why would I go to a dealer? Is I can just go to a dispensary on my way home from work and buy it like I'd be buying milk.
A lot of people would still buy off their dealers and things like that, but at the end of the day, if they do come out with like a 24-hour dispensary in some way, their dealers are pretty much done.
Yeah,
the whole black market's done.
The convenience of it is still the dealer or these illegal dispensaries.
Yeah, but
if I want weed right now, I can go to a dispensary or call a dealer and get weed.
No, that's actually arguable, because the day of, I was looking at their website, I'm like, I think I'll just buy my weed here next time I want to buy weed. Like, buying it online, having it show up in the fucking mail, like Amazon delivered your weed, I'm into that. That's a pretty cool idea.
It's cool, but you have to wait 3 to 5 days. Like, you just have to wait for it to ship out.
It would be nice if I could, stop at the LCBO and then stop at the fucking
dispensary,
OCS.
Like, don't get me wrong. Once you're buying it and you have, a steady stream of weed coming in, and I guess the idea is going to be you're going to be buying an ounce at a time or whatever, the odds of you running out to the point where it's like, oh my God, I can't wait for my refill is going to be low. You should just know, I've got a couple grams left, re-up online, and then they ship it out to you. But no, it is kind of silly that like PEI, the Maritimes, New Brunswick, Quebec, all these other provinces have stores.
They all have stores. They don't have any
stores.
Like, it's not like what we're doing right now with OCS. No. Everyone has their own independent.
And I don't know.
I don't know if it might all be kind of like an OCS concept out in the other provinces.
Or it could just be like small businesses just like...
All I know is that it's brick and mortar stores. Yeah. So whether it's OCS or a private business. Because I don't care either way, right? I don't care if it's coming from a small mom and pop shop. I don't care if it's coming from a big government facility. As long as I'm paying $10 a gram or whatever it is. Yeah, as long as I'm paying a fair price per gram, then I'll go to whatever the most convenient location is for me.
Is there shipping on the OCS?
$5.
Yeah, they're probably
$5
some
flat shipping
on everything.
On everything.
That's not bad because it's like $7 for. It was like $7 for what, a gram or something like that for most of the strains I saw in there.
There was and the prices
plus tax,
and the prices aren't tax included in the price you see online.
Oh yeah,
and the prices aren't horrible, right? Like if you go on the OCS website and you look at the Good Kush or whatever, the prices are comparable to what they were at dispensaries before, and there's even cheaper. Like there's this brand called Easy Cheesy, which is like $7.95 a gram. Like in high school, I was paying $10 a gram for high school weed in 2005.
Still the same, man.
Whereas this is super dank hydroponic.
That's what it is, though. Everyone's like asking, "Oh, is this sativa or is this indica?" It's really subjective now because everything is all like fused into one. It's not just a female plant or a male plant.
You can buy higher indica or higher sativa stuff.
But I was watching on Netflix. This explained like everything about weed, and they're just saying like, you know what, like at the end of the day, you can't really tell the difference. Like you can, it's all subjective now. Like whoever, depending on how the way you smoke it or whatever, like it's just the way you feel. You can't just go online and be like, yeah, let me get that one because they say it's sativa. It's all based on the person that smoked it. Yeah. So it's kind of like we came a long way.
There's got to be a science to detect how much indica or
there's more of a science of how much THC and CBD.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But indica and sativa just mean that it's either more CBD or more THC, right? So like you can you like whatever.
Well, you can see if you go on the website, you'll see where it says like 70%.
The website's fucking stupid, and this is true on every website I've ever seen selling weed. It's like, do you want a hybrid or do you want a combination? It's like, did you want sativa indica or do you want indica sativa? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It makes no fucking sense. Like, I want sativa heavy.
Let me get like 80% sativa and then 20%. Like, it doesn't work that way though.
The math doesn't make fucking sense. Personally, I want something that's like predominantly CBD, like 90 to 10 CBD. I'd like to try that and just see like how in the couch I really am. But
really, CBD is just more of you just getting more relaxed and mellow.
I don't think even if you were to do like just CBD pills, you're not going to be into couch. You're just going to be like, huh, okay.
And THC is probably what you and your parents are just.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that makes you. Like,
I can't believe that though.
My dad sits there, says nothing for 5 minutes, and then he goes, "Guys, I feel like there's a screen door on every direction in my brain. Like I can see all of you, but it's like I'm behind a screen door and no one's paying attention to me." It's like, "Dad, you haven't talked in 5 minutes." No one ever pays attention to me.
That's crazy though. Like,
he'll sit there. He sits there and he's like, "What's? Wait, yeah, I'm only high out of my left eye." I'm like, "What are you talking about, Dad?" He's like,
"Dad."
He's like, "When I look at you with my right eye, I see you, but when I look at you with my left eye, I see the light glinting off this mirror." I'm like, "What?" So he was convinced only
when's the last time they like ever smoked weed? Or
my dad has never smoked weed before.
Holy shit!
So this was my parents invested a lot of money in marijuana, and as a joke,
so it's more of just trades and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
So as a joke, I called them on Wednesday. I was like, "Hey, you guys millionaires?" And I was just talking to them. "Oh, now that it's legal, do you guys want to smoke weed? Like, is this something you guys would want to try?" My mom said, I'll try brownies or like in a ginger snap or something. Like I'll try.
They wouldn't want to like smoke it. They'd rather just have the edibles.
Because for them, it's like smoking is still smoking your lungs.
Jokes on them, there's more THC in edibles.
Yeah, so I go over there on the weekend.
They're about to get fucked.
They're about to get fucked up.
So I go there on the weekend and we're just kind of making the brownies and everything. It took about 25 minutes for step one and then 45 minutes to make the butter. So it was pretty easy to make the butter and everything on it. But we smoked a little bit of a joint before that, and they got a little high. And then when we ate the brownies, the problem was in the recipe, it's 3.5 grams and then like 2 sticks of butter to make the can of butter. We used probably maybe like 1.75 or 2 grams and 3 sticks of butter. So we made more butter than necessary, and we put less weed than necessary. So our thinking was that it would just dilute the.
Now, where did you get the weed? Did you get the weed at a dispensary or a
dispensary? No, it's illegal weed. It was illegal weed. So I bought it. And it was a high indica kind of thing because I just smoke weed to fall asleep. So we make these brownies, we cook them and everything, we get them out. It does not smell like pot at all. It doesn't taste like pot at all.
Not even when you were cooking, like making the butter and
honestly,
stuff.
Even when we were making the butter, it didn't stink that much.
No,
because we covered we covered the thing that was cooking in. Like you could tell as soon as you open the oven, you're like, yeah, it smells like weed.
Yeah, my friend, he used to make like white chocolate chip matcha cookies. And then he always had to cook it like at like fucking 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, why the fuck are you cooking? He's like, because my parents are sleeping, man. Like, I don't want them to fucking smell this shit or walk by the kitchen.
How come they always complain about their dreams? The weirdest dream.
No, it was actually a lot easier.
Dream.
A lot easier than I thought to make the butter, and then once the butter's made, you just put it in whatever you need to put it in. So we eat the one brownie, about an hour goes by, nothing's happening. So we're all like, oh Jesus, maybe we didn't put enough in. Like, this is kind of a
That's hilarious though, man. How like
so
your
we all eat another one, and then maybe 10 minutes later, it was like both brownies hit at the same time. Where all of a sudden it was just like,
that's a crazy.
That's heartbeat starts beating really quickly. My mom's sitting there. She's like, I'm very uncomfortable. Like, why? She's like, my mouth's really dry. My heart's beating. So we like try the Apple Watch on everybody. My mom's heartbeat's at like 135. So she's freaking out. She's uncomfortable. She's eating bread. My dad was making bread for some fucking reason.
You guys gotta wait
bread maker
for the yeast
so
to
we're
rise.
Eating this bread, and my mom starts crying. She's like, my mouth's really dry, and I'm just eating
your mom?
bread.
Your mom never tried. Your mom never.
It's just bread.
Did
Why
you give
am I
her
just
water?
eating? So we gave her water, and she's like, this feels a little better.
Fucking drink
But
water.
it's like you have a
What is wrong
really
with
dry
people?
mouth, and you're eating bread. So it was just awkward. My dad was just trying to watch his like Fox News show, and he was just freaking out. Eventually got to the point, I was like, all right, fuck this, I'm going to bed. My mom went to bed. My dad was in the living room. I go back up to get a glass of water. This is maybe an hour or two later. My dad is sitting there with perfect posture.
Yeah.
He had, let me see if I can do
This is what weed is for.
He like wrapped a
Perfect
blanket because he was
posture.
freaking out. So he wrapped a blanket like around his head to make it darker.
Oh my god.
But it was like this perfect. He's just sitting up like this, like perfectly, like this, perfect posture with this like thing like this. Just
Watching like
the TV
Fox
was up,
News.
everything was up. He's just sitting like this. It was like a little darker,
Your dad knows how to
just
how
like
to
this,
weed.
and we're like,
how to weed.
Your dad knows how to weed. This is how you weed.
so I'm like, Dad, what are you doing?
get
Don't talk to me. I need to remain absolutely perfectly still. Otherwise, this won't work anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, I can't move.
Dad, just have
I
some more
cannot move.
brownies.
Like, Dad, just like have some water. Go to bed. No, I don't want to go to bed. I want to just stay here. So my brother came home from work at like 2 in the morning.
So he just
and
came
he was
and
just
was
dying.
like, what the
My mom's
fuck?
uncomfortable in her bed. Emily went out to a party and she comes home, trips into the bushes outside the front of my parents' house and barfs everywhere
Oh
because she's just really drunk. So we've got Emily barfing everywhere. Brendan's just laughing at everybody. I'm way too high, so I'm trying to fall asleep. My parents are way too high, but they've never been high before. So they don't
What
know
an
what the fuck to do.
experience, man.
Like, my mom smoked a little bit of weed in high school, but that would have been in the 80s. So, like, you can imagine the quality of weed or whatever.
I don't know if we could ever do that with my parents, man. Just because they're
This
like,
was my parents' idea.
because like they're immigrants,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a different. Like in the Philippines, it's just like you get caught smoking weed or whatever, you're gonna die or go to jail or something, man. So
Hey, my parents are immigrants.
Well, my mom was
white people just have a strange relationship with their parents. Like, not even kidding. Like I know I look white, but I was raised by 100% Colombians. Like my whole life has been surrounded by Colombians, and like I would never do that with them. I would drink with them because they love to drink because they're immigrants, right?
Yeah.
Sorrows, but they never smoked, and it's like it's so generational, right? Like your parents, even your parents, like less so because they're North American, but
I was like came from like a third world country,
exactly.
you know, so
Like,
it's a lot different.
Like,
but
weed was a thing that like people were getting like killed for
Yeah.
in Colombia, right? And the Philippines, anywhere with like some sort of like what is it, like draconian religious laws or culture.
Yeah.
Like nobody smoked. And it's only because of the reefer madness, right? Like before reefer madness happened, I guarantee you there was literally zero legislation on marijuana, right? They're just growing it wild. Like they never even.
growing it wild. It just grew somewhere.
Exactly.
Like, oh shit, it's right
there
there.
were hemp farms everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And as soon as the reefer madness happened, that's when legislation showed up, and everyone was allowed to fucking smoke and drink, so everyone became alcoholics. Yeah. Surprise! Every immigrant parent, half the family's fucking alcoholic.
And that's how it is. Yeah, and it's for them. It's just they drink a lot more, man.
Yeah.
Like I was telling, like I walked into my house. I was like, hey mom, let's smoke some weed, and she got so angry. Well, not angry. She's just like, I don't want you to do that. You know, it's gonna get your brain crazy. I'm like, oh mom, my brain's already crazy.
So it wasn't the weed, mom.
It wasn't the weed, mom.
I don't know.
But that's actually pretty cool, man. For you and your family to actually just have like a family.
It's not like it's going to be
some
like a
sort
family.
of bonding like that.
Everyone
Yeah,
come
to be
over
able
on
to chill like
Saturday.
that,
Yeah.
It's not going to be. This is probably going to be the only time. I'm going to try and buy like store-bought gummies or something like this, like proper balance. How much do I eat? Only eat half.
Well, that's a cool
okay,
experience, though.
Just to try and get them high.
The gummies are great. I love the gummies.
Yeah.
What is going to be cool though is just go to my parents' house. Look, hey Emily, you want to smoke a joint in the backyard? Well, my parents are like, I don't agree with this lifestyle that you guys lead or whatever. We can just smoke a joint and be high in the house.
It was funny. My mom was just like, You think I don't know, but I know when you smoke. I can see it in your eyes, and I can smell it. I'm like, oh, Mom, really?
Do you want a brownie?
Right now? Fuck, yeah, sure. I was gonna say let's smoke a joint or something, but
It's legalization. I gotta check on the camera to see if it's even still recording.
yeah, I see the red light.
As long as you see the red light.
I will have a quarter of a brownie.
Yeah, give me like half. Say it kicks in an hour. It'll kick in after we finish this.
That's what happened with last time, right? Like it just didn't.
That's why you have a quarter, and if in an hour and a half I'm like sitting here going like wasn't worth it, I'll have another quarter, and then all of a sudden, wow.
Next thing you know, you have a whole brownie, and then
we'll see.
you fall asleep nice.
Ready?
Guys, give me that. Size. Yeah.
You want the same thing?
Sure.
Half? There you go.
There you go. All right. Yeah, man.
Like you can't taste the weed.
So it's not just a regular brownie.
Yeah.
And you guys are just fucked. You guys are just like, it was a placebo.
I tasted the weed, but yeah, super subtle.
No.
Like this is the butter. Like you can smell the weed a little bit in the butter.
Why isn't it in a plastic
That was just
bottle?
we were high. We couldn't figure
That
it out.
place-
We're high.
It just smells like butter. It smells like it
It
goes
doesn't
on
smell like
pop-
weed?
Oh my god. You should melt this down and put it on popcorn and watch a movie.
Well, that's why I kept the rest of the butter.
That would be insane.
Yeah, put it on some toast in the morning or whatever.
No, just pour it right on popcorn.
Right before you go to work?
I wonder how much, like, depending on how much butter you put there, like what would that do to you in like 2 hours? When you get to
That's what I
work.
mean. Like that's kind of the reason I wanted it like this is to be like, all right, I'm gonna eat a crumpet, put a little butter on it, eat my crumpet, go about my day, see if it actually does anything. How much do I need to use?
The thing is, yeah, you have to know how much.
But what was good is the process was just so easy. Honestly.
How is the process? What do you do? Just like grind up a bunch of weed and put it in butter? No, or
You
is
said
it?
you guys watch videos on it. Like, didn't you say you just basically bake it?
That's what you did.
You bake it and then you mix it with the butter, and then you strain the weed out, like the actual leaves out. But the butter should absorb all the THC from the leaves that after you bake them, carbonified them or whatever it was called.
Okay.
So you bake them. I don't know why. You bake it, which tells to me that it sounds like you're fucking smoking.
Like you're burning the whole fucking
Exactly. But then you put it in the butter absorbs it, and then you have your fucking THC butter. You just gotta strain out the rest.
You decarboxylate. So effectively, what it is you put the weed in a baking sheet or something in the oven at 250 degrees for 25 minutes. Once that's done, its process, you then, with the melted butter, pour that weed into the melted butter. Cook that at 250 degrees for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Cook the two things together. Strain the weed out. Strain the actual weed plant matter out, and now you got weed butter, weed oil. It's literally that easy. I was so shocked.
You just saw it on YouTube and you did it, right?
Yeah. I just shout out to Rough House Studios for giving me the instructions on how to do this or how to make like gummies and stuff like that, because they were the ones that taught me how to do it.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. But no, that was the whole thing. We used less weed than we thought we needed, and we used more butter than we thought we needed.
But how come it's only?
There's a little bit of an aftertaste.
No, like it's very subtle though. Like
I didn't even taste
perfectly-
any weed. Yeah.
That was perfectly fine. Every time I've eaten anything edible,
You could
like,
taste.
I'm
You could taste
almost
it.
upset
Yeah.
by the fact that like I'm like I thought this was an edible. I thought like it would be discreet, and then you
No,
eat
you
it.
really-
And you're like this smells, this tastes, this is weed, right? That was super subtle. So if I get high, then it's a pretty good brownie.
So I figured out the perfect recipe, because that's been my problem with edibles too. Is you eat a cookie and you're fucked. I want to eat like 5 cookies and be good. You know what I mean?
I don't know if that's possible.
Oh no, yeah, no, that makes sense, but that means you need super diluted.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
weed. Yeah, no, the
But
thing
that's
is,
such a waste, man.
with the weed edibles, they're more like they seem more like novelties, right? Because like it's like you have one brownie at most.
First of all, it's a brownie or a gummy worm or a gummy
you just
bear.
have to use even less, like 1 gram. But for what it's worth though, you used 2 grams, right? Like $20 worth of weed, and you got your entire family high enough that
More
they
than
were
that.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. So you get serious mileage.
It's not. Yeah.
It's
It's
serious
not. It's kind of like when people say like, "Oh, I don't smoke joints. I only use the bong because it's a waste of weed." Is it really that much of a waste of weed using a joint?
I think it's
versus
more
using
of
a
like-
bong?
I think like the younger, like when I was younger, it was a big deal. You know, you didn't want to use so much weed, but like the older you are and the more money you have, you don't. It's not
Yeah,
really.
it has
I
to
guess,
do
yeah.
with money and the
Yeah.
experience. Like with a joint, you can walk around. Like me and Rakita had a joint last night, literally just walking. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's not even almost done. You're fed up with it.
yeah,
You just throw it
yeah,
out.
exactly. I still have it. I still have half the joint in my fucking cigarette pack right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I like joints, is because the joint gives me I know exactly how much there is. Mm-hmm. I smoke it. If I want to put it away, I can put it away. If I want to light it up again, I just light it up again. It gives me that freedom.
They're travelers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm living my life.
Cigarette.
And especially now too.
You put it down.
Especially now too. If I'm like, hey, let's go walk around Chinatown. Bring a joint with us.
Exactly.
Walk around Chinatown.
Have 2 puffs and be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
You get halfway through it, you decide maybe I'm not high anymore. You have some more, or maybe you're high for a fucking good 2 hours and you get to Chinatown. That's exactly what happened. I had 2 puffs. She had 1 puff. I put it away. I was high for the whole night. Right?
Yeah. And then now you don't even have to.
The problem with the bong is you light a bong, it's.
But instant, it's an instant hit, and then
it's
you're good.
Within like 3 minutes.
You're not doing anything.
Boom.
You're not doing.
That's
much.
weird. Your parents should have just hit a bong.
That's what I joked about this morning. I'm like, listen, next time I do this,
they probably would have puked.
They would have been coughing so much.
You cough so hard to the point. Honestly, the only time I've ever been close to puking was because I hit a bong, and not because I was so high, but because I was so uncomfortable. Like gagging from the puking, right? You can't get your breath down. You like taste the weed. It feels like your throat looks like the inside of the bong. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you're just fucking literally like wailing, like trying to get your lungs out of your chest. So like people probably puke from the physical trauma more than
because whenever I've had a bong and I've enjoyed it, like Scott and Doug's their bong, like that thing gets cleaned after every usage. In fact, they'll clean it. We'll all do a bowl. They'll clean it and then they'll do another bowl. Like that thing is spotless every time.
Most of my friends, like, they don't even clean it. They just drain the water out and then put more water and then, all right, you're good to go.
Drain it out, put with this, scrub it clean. They make sure the water is, like, nice, cold, purified water from a water purifier. They put ice cubes all the way up the stem. And, dude, when you hit that, you don't want to cough at all. It is the cleanest, smoothest.
Well, they just put ice and then... You're okay.
No, you keep it clean. You put some ice in there. You can have a good bong.
Yeah. Percolator, everything.
But that's a problem.
Is it percolator?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck a percolator is.
Or no, it's like it's within a bong. You know, like it's. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but
an element in the bong.
Yeah, it's not an element in the.
Well, not like.
Well, it's
it's a primary element, like a part of the.
Yeah, bong. It's a part of the bong, and it like makes it smoother. And that's why people put ice in it too, just so
I feel like it's not called a percolator.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
sure
that's just percolator. See, it auto suggested it. What they do.
It's like some sort of thing inside the bong that like makes it.
Yeah. The goal of smoking out of a bong is to make the smoking process feel much smoother. In contrast to dabbing, where the goal is to isolate and enjoy flavor. Didn't know that. Percolator aims to further that goal by cooling down the smoke even more, so it makes the smoke cool.
And then you put ice in it too, and then it's just so smooth.
Yeah. You can make a bong.
The prospect of smoking out of one may be slightly intimidating. The cultural state, blah 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 blah. But
really, it's
which
just
part is the percolator? Honeycomb, tree. Okay, so it's just
it's
just like something
sort
inside
of like
the glass.
exactly.
That somehow
the red light.
Maybe it like helps it travel.
You the red light.
Yeah. Red light where?
On the camera.
In the top corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. The red light is on.
So yeah,
percolators do exactly what I just said out loud.
It is a thing.
What's a downstem?
Downstem?
Mine broke, but my bong still works fine. Like my
the thing that goes
the bong
in the water.
piece broke off into the pipe.
Yeah.
The pipe broke in half. So like the pipe is permanently stuck in there unless I like stick some rubber in there and try to like pull it out or some shit. But it works fine. So, and I never use that thing. Seriously, like.
Oh, you don't use your bong anymore?
No.
Is it just more of a joint or?
Yeah, it's every time I smoke, it's a joint. And
because the joint is so much more relaxing.
I smoke like once a month.
That's what I noticed.
Like a joint,
too,
even
man.
just the aesthetic, like a blunt is aggressive, a bowl is aggressive. Like a joint is just this nice. Smoke my little.
Do you notice, like, ever since it got more and more acceptable, you kind of like haven't been smoking as much? Well, if that makes sense, because like
I never smoked at all.
Okay.
I was never a heavy smoker, and regardless of how like culture's been about it, I've only ever smoked like once a month. Like on a crazy crazy month, like maybe twice or 3 times that month. But like once a month at best is what I would do.
Like for me, because like I was
8 years from 20 to 28. I didn't smoke maybe.
So
I might have smoked weed.
It did
3 or 4
change.
times.
Now it's more acceptable.
That's what I'm saying.
And the white boy showed up.
No, like it's a little bit. It's a bit of both because like I've been smoking since like in high school. Yeah. Since like maybe like grade 11. I'm like 26 now, and then now it's got more and more acceptable. For some reason, I just kind of like. It's like, it's whatever now. It's not like something I would do every single day.
Well, it was never a rebellion thing for me. And I was talking to my dad about this too, where he asked the question, like, now that it's no longer rebellious to smoke weed, what are kids going to do nowadays? Like, I don't know, Xanax?
No, man, no.
Yeah, they've been leaning for
it's other shit too now. It's like the fact that it's not like I guess rebellious.
But it was never that. Like even when I was smoking weed in high school, and it was like decriminalized at best, but it was still had more of a stigma. I mean, I was in high school in 2004 to 2007 was when I was in high school. So or 2003 2007. So for me in high school, it was obviously more kind of poo-poo to smoke weed, or like the only kids that smoked weed, or even cigarettes.
Yeah.
Were like the burnouts, right? Like the normal kids didn't do that shit in our high school.
Or
I don't know, unless the people you know, like we went to the same high school. So.
I'm pretty sure the most people like the whole idea of marijuana use in general is way overblown by like alarmists.
But I mean, like, when did your brother start smoking weed?
I'm pretty sure after high school.
Yeah, I kind of remember Daniel.
Omar probably started like in the middle of high school, but he didn't seem crazy about it. I think Daniel started after high school, and like for what it's worth, they're pretty much addicted. Like they smoke every day, wake and bake or whatever. But most people in high school, there was always that one group that smoked.
Yeah.
And then everyone else did it at parties at best.
I don't know. When I started smoking in high school, it was just more of everyone was just, oh man, you're smoking weed. Whoa, why are you doing that to yourself? Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you see now all those people that say that are fucking smoking weed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what the fuck?
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, what are you talking about? It wasn't a big
now
deal.
my parents are smoking weed. Like you can't really
my
talk
friend
shit
said
about smoking weed.
My friend said this
parents
as a joke. I'm like, so when did you become such a pothead? He's like, oh, since it was legal. I'm like, so like 2 days ago? Okay. So I was like, okay.
Just happened.
I just think, what do you think about the cigarette rules? The fact that you can smoke a joint anywhere you can smoke.
That's perfectly fine. I think that's.
Isn't joint smoking literally only in private residences?
No, it's the same as like you smoking a cigarette.
So
wherever you
in public.
Yeah. So you could with a bong walk down Young Street.
Not
with a bong.
everywhere. Like I know, like parks or any like places where
the
kids
rules
are
with
at, you
cigarettes.
can't really smoke it.
Yeah, whatever the local rules are with cigarettes, applies to weed.
Yeah.
So you could walk down Young Street with a bong,
but
I don't think. Is it?
You'd probably be like, "Hey, man, stop being an asshole about that." But you're well within your legal right to do it.
Told you, check
and that's what my problem is.
There's like an FAQ for the legalization of
what you can do.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, the 30 grams is considered not criminalized. I'm fine with the 30 gram limit. Frankly, I think that's a lot of fucking weed. How often are you gonna be traveling?
You can even grow your own plant too.
You can grow 4 plants in Ontario. I do think that that's gonna be more popular. I think growing
plant.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a huge horticultural kind of explosion with that, where it's gonna become kind of kitschy. Not kitschy. That's the wrong word. It's gonna be. What's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of?
Fuck. This thing's gonna.
Not fuck. Haughty.
I don't know.
Howdy.
I think you're just making it up. But
like DIY, do it yourself.
It's gonna be like couture, having your own little weed plants.
A community will come up around that. Like it'll probably be like one of every 10 guys you know has a fucking incubator or some shit.
And they're gonna be doing like growing it their own way, coming up with their own methods.
The way people make their own beer or wine. Like you know one of those guys, right?
Yeah, that'll be the next big thing for it. So, but personally, I don't agree with the smoking anywhere you can smoke a cigarette.
I remember I was watching something on the news and they're asking about all that stuff, and then they kept referring back to like alcohol. They'd be like, "Oh, since weed is like you can smoke weed anywhere, why can't you do the same thing with alcohol?"
That's what my big complaint is. I understand
alcohol actually impairs judgment.
Right, but I'm more willing. I'm more willing to allow public alcohol consumption than marijuana consumption, because if I'm at a bus stop, and I'm drinking a beer, you can't get drunk standing next to me while I'm drinking a beer. But if I'm smoking a joint waiting for a bus and you inhale some of that, you can get high. And it kind of comes into this whole consent thing where
I don't think you can get high really.
You can get high because I can't smoke. I mean, they'll have to be smoking it near you. You'll have to be like right next to them. And
has to be a lot of smoke for sure.
But you're telling me there isn't gonna be a single dude with a blunt who's just going to town waiting for his bus? Like, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna have situations now.
I honestly don't think it's gonna be like that. Or better yet, more accurately, I don't think it is like that. I actually, are you sure? I can be at the bus station 5 steps away like I would with a cigarette.
Yep.
Yep. You certain about that?
Absolutely.
Search it up.
I'm about to.
100%.
I'm almost
check
certain.
the there's like an FAQ
on the OCS website.
Like what you can do, what you can't do.
It's completely. I need to figure out how to do the software where we can literally, where we'll be able to like throw that thing up and then it'll show up on the screen. I think it's like a screen share.
There's no weed in this. Oh shit! Is this a new
Anyway, so we got.
See, you get some oil. Can I just dab it in there and start smoking the oil?
Actually, know some of that.
Yes, there is a way to do it, not with the oil though. So we're gonna take a quick break. I gotta turn the filming camera off and then turn it back on again so that we don't lose sync with the audio and video.
What are you breaking for?
To stop.
And you have to take a shit too.
And start the camera again.
Okay. Want to have a cigarette?
So we're going to. Sure.
What we should do is go out for a smoke, and then record it all on our phones. so it doesn't end, but the format changes. So now it's...
Hey, we're outside here!
Now it's that 70s show while we're all smoking, recording ourselves, and you can intercut between it. It's like, it's an entertaining little switch up. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Alright, and we're back. Sync up the video. Cool. Yeah, so weed legalization, I mean...
So when was the first time you smoked weed?
First time I got high, I was working at Michelangelo's. We decided to go out after work. I'd never smoked weed before, so me and some of the stoners all went out to smoke weed. It was after work. I smoked some weed, hit the pipe a few times. I was like, this is doing nothing to me. I'm not feeling it at all. And then I got home. My parents, I guess, ordered Swiss chalet for dinner that night.
And then it hit.
And my mom came down because I got home. I was working at the grocery store, right? So it would close at 11 o'clock. So I wouldn't get home until maybe 11:30. So my parents were in bed already. I got home. There was Swiss chalet sauce in the fridge.
Drank
and
all
I
of
just
it?
drank the Swiss chalet sauce. My mom came down.
Drank the Swiss chalet
So my
sauce?
mom comes down. She's like, "Oh, there's Swiss chalet for dinner." I was like, "Yeah, there is." She's like, "What are you doing?"
Where's all the gravy?
Yeah, did you just drink all the sauce? I'm like, "Oh, I ate a lot of food at work." She's like, "Okay, go to bed. You're acting weird." I was like, "Okay."
How old were you?
15.
15?
15, yeah.
Oh, boy, that's
okay.
pretty...
I thought that was yesterday.
Pretty good. I thought that was yesterday. For me, it was like... It was just my friend. He just started smoking weed, and he's like... All he said to me is like, "Man..." I'm like, "What's it like smoking weed?" He's like, "Honestly, you can either have fun or you can have a blast. Which one do you want to do?
The other.
You want to have a blast or you want to have fun?" I'm like, "I want to have a blast. Let's do it."
Let's have a blast.
Shout out to my friend Daniel. What's up?
I don't know. Apparently, whenever
What up, Danielle?
What
a
up,
lot of
Daniel?
people that I've talked to the first time though, they don't.
They
Really,
you never really feel it.
Yeah.
Like the first time I did it, it was just a regular, like just a joint. Smoked it. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And the second time I did it, my friend brought out a freaking gravity bong.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But that's what I feel bad about my parents is that it's like the first time I smoked weed, I didn't really feel anything. They didn't really. My dad was pretty high, but my mom didn't really feel anything. At one point, she was really kind of mellow and relaxed. She's like, "I kind of like this," and then maybe it was like 10 minutes later that all of a sudden it was like, "Uh-oh."
She was burning out, man.
Yeah.
You hit her too hard. That's
That was a problem. So maybe the second time.
Well, they'll do it again. Yeah.
I think they will. I think I obviously give them some time, but I think in a month or two, if I come over with a joint, I'm like, let's just smoke this joint.
If your
in the garage
parents just
or
become like casual potheads, that'd be pretty.
well, I know my mom is looking
25%
into.
of parents in Canada smoke weed.
I believe it.
Oh, yeah?
According to a questionnaire, who knows how many people? 25% of Canadian or Torontonian parents smoke weed.
I can believe, like, you think about all of your friends' parents. Like, think about Pojo's mom, for example.
Yeah, I bet she would.
I bet she's not a smoker. I guarantee you there have been a few nights where she's been like,
you don't walk away from police kicking down your door without having smoked weed in your life. You know what I mean? and then letting us back in at some point. You know what I mean? She took that in stride, and I'm gonna say it's because of the weed.
Well, she's day one, but I don't think she'll ever for her whenever I picture any of my friends' parents smoking weed, I know a few of them do. It's always gonna be one of those they're at a wedding, or it's one of those special events. Someone has it. They're like, "Ooh, what you got there? Don't mind if I do. Ooh, my kids would kill me if they ever found out. Hee hee, Cheryl. Okay, here you go. Your turn." I think it's kind of more of that thing. I don't think 25% of parents have a stash. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm almost even willing to bet that your mom at some point.
My mom has smoked.
Yeah, they're all leaving work at the same time.
And she has been fervently against it so long as my brothers have been smoking. So yeah. People are coming around, and that's the thing. The reason your parents did it is because their generation, our parents' generation, were all raised on you do not do this shit.
Yeah.
And as soon as it
now
went
it's legal,
they're all suddenly it's well, kids have been doing it literally forever.
Yeah.
Even when I was a kid, they were doing it.
Yeah. My mom smoked a little bit.
No barrier, and the curiosity has been there all of our lives.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's illegal. We can get it anywhere. My son has it.
My son has it.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, call your dealer.
You only live once.
So it would be interesting. Would my parents have ever done that on their own? If I didn't have weed to bring to them, or if Emily didn't, my sister didn't have any weed to give them,
They call their dealer. Now they're gonna have.
Would they have ordered it online?
I don't think so. I bet they wouldn't have. Just because I think they were old once it went legal, yesterday, Wednesday. They were like, if it's around, we're gonna try it, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, I doubt they were gonna go look for it.
Well, because I know my mom,
unless there was one literally next to
my dad doesn't give a shit, but my mom had expressed an interest even before it was legal about topical creams,
if they're already invested stocks and everything on it.
And they invested. Sure. Yeah, they invested money and time and all that stuff into it. So, it'll be interesting to see what changes. Our friend in Australia, I'm sure his parents smoke weed.
Yeah. No, they do.
Yeah.
Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, that's the funny thing. He was never smoking weed. He smoked.
But his parents smoked a lot.
He smoked around the time I did, which was like for the first time like 5 or 6 years ago, like maybe when I was 20, 22 or some shit. And he like now he's actually fucking crazy about it. He smokes every goddamn day. He's got a proper vaporizer.
Was that the Filipino guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Marcus.
was
But yeah, his dad apparently had been smoking all his fucking life, and they just had no idea. I guess he just went out the backyard.
I'm gonna go to the garage.
Yeah.
I gotta work on
Well,
my
yeah, I mean,
project.
when you're
He was
12,
that guy.
when you're 12, you don't know what it smells like or anything. How often are your parents probably high in the garage around you?
How many times do you think you've been like, there's a skunk around, and it was your fucking parents? Fucking huffing.
Well, because I know that like my parents were drunk in front of us a lot more than you'd think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't realize it because you don't have that frame of reference. So you just think, wow, my mom's really friendly today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
All right, I have a question for you guys. If you're buying brake pads, all right?
right.
For your bike, the picture has 2 brake pads in it.
Yeah.
And then the description says includes 2 sets of brake pads. Is that 4 or 2?
It's 2. One for your back tire, one for your front tire.
2 sets.
Yeah.
So 4.
No, 2 sets as in like
2.
taking about like
Sets. A set.
So 4.
no,
so the front and the back would be 1 set, and then you're saying
So it says 2 sets. So you want 2 for the back and 2 for the front.
but there's only 2
So there's
pictures.
2 sets. No, there's a picture of 2, right? You got a picture, 2 brake pads. Okay. And then at the bottom, it says includes 2 sets.
Yeah,
of
so that's
brake
probably
pads.
2 of those. So 4 pads.
4
Just
pads,
One.
2 sets.
One for your back tire. One set.
One
for your
set
front
for the
tire.
front, 1 set.
Yeah.
So I don't have to buy a 2 quantity.
No.
I just buy 1
And
set.
you're not going to have double quantity. You're going to have exactly as much as you need.
No, I know. I'm just worried that I'm gonna buy because I put in quantity 2 because I saw 2, but then I read 2 sets. I'm like, so am I buying 8 or am I buying 4? It should say a total of 4, but it doesn't.
Well, it says 2 sets.
Yes.
1 set for the back, 1 set for the front.
Yes, I think so. I just wish it would have said 2 and 2.
No, I had that problem too with my my WRX, my Subaru WRX.
You buying brake pads for your
I'm
WRX?
not high, and I'm not high, so what the fuck?
You want more of the brownie?
No, I'm good.
Keep in mind, it's only been at most half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm gonna get high, it'll show up eventually. I'm not worried about that.
So I just mentioned my W, so I can put WRX in the tags.
Oh yeah, your WRX.
If you don't mention it, you can't put it in the tag.
Yeah,
So you can't drive and smoke.
correct.
That's one thing you can't do. But I've been driving and smoking for a long time.
Yeah, that you know, I think I agree with that. I don't think you should be able to. Not
For sure, like I understand,
Most anybody I've ever known who smokes also drove, and they've been pretty fine
Yeah.
behind the wheel. It's just I know if I'm high and I'm fucking cooking, I'll leave something on. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't trust myself to drive. I don't smoke that much.
My friend's the same too. He's like, I'll only smoke, but I can't drive because I don't want to. He doesn't want
that's
to
the same
drive.
thing with me.
Why
Like,
would you
I
want
know-
to put yourself in that?
I would be more willing to drink and then drive. Like I'd be more willing to drive
I don't know about that.
because I've drank enough and I've been drunk enough to know when I'm at my dipping point or breaking point.
I'm the
Like,
same
I
when it-
know
yeah.
I've had 3, right? And maybe I'm not because I'm a 250 pound.
But
man.
you can't be a good judge of your own motor ability. You know what I mean, or your own responsiveness.
Because you're
Well, I would say I have.
You would get more courageous, but likely less responsive.
Yeah.
And like 3 beers in, you'd be like, I could totally drive right now. You'd not. Be.
Oh, in no way am I
and you would
advocating-
think that you're a sick driver, but then really someone's beside you, be like, man, this guy's fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
In no way am I
swerving 'cause
advocating,
it's,
but like
I'm so good.
I've been drunk and I've been high, and I would if there was a universe where in both of universe 1 I'm drunk, universe 2 I'm stoned, and in both universes I have to get behind the wheel of a car, I would be more willing to trust drunk Matt than stoned Matt.
I'm the opposite. I think because I've been driving higher, like even like for a while,
Right.
and it's just
No, I know a ton of people. In fact, everybody I know that smokes weed all the time will have absolutely no problem getting in the car to buy snacks or something like that. And I've been in those people's cars, and I've never had a problem. I've never seen them. If anything, they're just driving slightly more cautiously. But I've never seen anyone give me a reason to believe that you can't drive stoned. But I've been stoned, and I should not get behind the wheel of a fucking car.
Have you
know
guys
what I mean?
ever?
So for me, it's like I've got absolutely no
This
problem.
guy
with
would
saying,
be in between lanes shouting, "Nigga, you got my beans?
Yeah,
you got
like
my
that's-
beans?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'd be doing. Like I'd be trying to watch a Vine compilation on my phone
While
while driving. Like I wouldn't be
You
able
already
to
do that, right?
Like I wouldn't be able to do it. So like I know me drunk and I know me stoned, and me drunk is at least okay, Matt, you need to focus on the road. Okay, I'll focus on the road.
You ever
I'm
been
drunk,
on the
like-
the other side of the, like, let's say, because whenever I smoke up and you're buying something, or like you're buying McDonald's or whatever, have you ever been the other person and seeing this guy high? Like,
Oh yeah, tons.
dealing this fucking high.
Bro,
guy.
we work retail. Do you ever know
Oh,
people
man,
came up
all
to
the
our store?
time. And I'm like, don't you think like, fuck, this is how I am when I'm high? It's like I'm trying to order something McDonald's, man. I remember all the time. I'm just like, give me 1 second.
Dude, that's why I love the fact that McDonald's has those electronic pick your own food things.
That's what it
I
is.
got high.
You literally sit there with your hood down.
That's probably the reason why.
I got really high 2 days ago, I think it was,
Mhm.
and I made oven pizza. And first of all, I forgot to turn the oven off, and I thought I burnt the pizza.
There you go.
So
and everyone wants to try.
and I forgot to set the oven. So I turned the
Oh,
oven
you
on,
forget to set.
and then just put the pizza in the oven. And I was like,
Basic.
oh no, I forgot to wait for it to preheat. Oh well, I'll just wait 5 more minutes. So I get the pizza out and put it in the fridge to cool, and go back to what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, like an hour goes by, I'm FaceTiming someone, and she's like, "Did you turn the oven off?" I'm like, oh no, the pizza's burning! So I run into the kitchen, I open it up, there's no pizza in there.
Like, oh my god, the pizza disappeared!
My brain didn't go, you took the pizza out already, just turn the oven off. My brain went, you cooked the pizza so much, it turned to ash and blew away!
Wait a minute.
And then I was like, wait a
smell
minute.
at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I put it in the fridge. Oh, I'm an idiot. Beep, turn the oven off. But I went to get McDonald's later instead of eat the pizza. Because
Oh, high, I'm worried.
It
What the
was really high. So I go to get McDonald's, and I'm like in the McDonald's. And of course, you have to go from inside this warm apartment to outside. And it was dark and cold. I was like, oh no. And then I walked from the outside dark cold into the bright warm McDonald's. And it was just transitioning from these
You know
areas.
what, like,
Just, oh no.
I feel like I get a little more paranoid when I'm trying to order something when I'm high.
And I'm convinced everyone.
Because like, you know, you're just like, they know.
Yeah.
They know. Oh man, I'm so high.
Well, for me, it's
And
like.
they do know.
please-
And like, they
please
don't really
don't
care.
judge
They
me.
just want you to
Yeah.
That's
order
the
your
hardest
shit.
part about being high, right? Like, I think once you get over the fact, like everyone who starts smoking, they're always worried that they know
Yeah.
you're high.
Yeah.
But now
And
it's like legal.
Yeah,
It's
one
like,
day-
it doesn't even matter
Even
anymore.
before then, like when you smoke enough, you gotta get to the point where it's like they know I'm high and that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
once,
it is.
Once
That's
you
what
can
it is.
say that's okay,
Mhm.
the paranoia disappears, right?
That's
Dude,
what
every
it
time
is,
I go
yeah.
to the convenience store and I'm buying like 3 bags of chips and some chocolate because I'm just stoned, and the dude looks at me and goes, "Having a good night?" I'm like, "Oh no, oh,
He's hitting on me.
oh,
God.
Oh man, you're like, yeah, you wanna go?
Having a good night, huh?
I'm uncomfortable."
You like it to go to
Oh,
jail?
man. That pizza story is pretty funny, man. It reminds me of like one of the first times I was smoking weed. Fucking me and my friends were trying to order pizza, and like we really couldn't because we were fucking fried.
Mhm.
So we tried to ask our friend through MSN to order us a pizza.
MSN, this guy's going way back.
He's like, "Yeah, can you order us a pizza, please? I'll send you money tomorrow at lunch." Please.
In school,
We're
I'm
so high right
I'll
now,
bring it
man.
to
I need you to order us a
I
pizza.
can't be on the phone with anybody.
Fuck, man, it's so hard for us to order a pizza. Next thing you know, like we didn't even order pizza. The guy was offline. The guy wasn't even online.
He wasn't even
He was
online.
He wasn't even online. We were like, oh fuck.
I've had it. Oh, what happened recently?
All right.
I got really drunk one night.
If you were ordering something and you had to beat $75 for free shipping or not spend
Let's
another
talk about his
$15.
goddamn brake pads.
Yeah.
I am. Should I pay $8 shipping or should I just find another $15 thing to buy?
It's probably another.
Wait, how much are these brake pads?
No, here's what you do.
Cheap.
This
The
is what
reason
you do.
I'm thinking about this so much right now is because I found a website that has everything on clearance, sold in Canada, shipped in Canada, and like everything's on clearance, at least 25 or more off, right?
Dude, this is what you do. You buy whatever the hell else to make it free shipping, and when the item arrives, return that item.
That's too
Now
much
you
work
spent
though.
Under
Like, I hate
$75 and got free shipping. That's what you do. That's the trick.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm feeling a little something from the brownie.
I haven't
Yeah.
noticed anything yet.
I've
I'm
got a bit of
feeling a little bit, yeah.
kind of relaxed. I've got a nice kind
It's
of calm.
it just shows it's gonna kick in.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
I'm thinking of I'm making all the trim on this thing red. So like the handlebars, you know,
Guy's
anything else
pimping out his bike.
that I'm gonna throw on here, I think it's gonna be red.
Remember Pimp My Wheelchair?
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a
Pimp
Pimp My
your
Bike
bike?
video.
Let's not do that.
Filthy Frank style. What it do? What it do?
The problem is that I don't want to replace any parts, so most of it's already black.
So that next topic then, because we've been talking about weed for a while. So you're a driver. You're a motorist.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cyclists in Toronto?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh man, just yesterday was a funny story. Cause like,
They suck.
no man, it was an Uber
They
guy.
only suck if you suck at
Yo,
driving.
there was like some sort of like anime thing happening near the exhibition, and I was doing
Like
ballet
recently?
there. Yeah, just yesterday, and then some guy was just parked up right by the bike lane.
Today's the marathon. Did
Just
you
for like a
Did you run into the marathon?
no, I didn't run.
Okay, go on. Sorry. Not
No.
run in. Run into.
No.
Okay, because I couldn't get fucking home. I was delayed by an hour, and I decided not to go to Mississauga because there's a fucking running people marathon.
Where are they running? Like
they were all across.
It's like the Toronto Marathon or whatever.
Oh.
King. They're running all down King, but they came down through Queen and Cherry, right? So the fucking streetcar stops there just to get to Parliament where I am. Won't show up. Fucking the marathon's going and cars are being stopped. They're not allowed to go. It's gonna go all the way to fucking Church, I think. And so the streetcar goes from fucking whatever it is, far east end to Cherry.
Yeah.
Stops, waits for the marathon to pass, which is gonna take forever. Fucking gets to Parliament, waits for the marathon to pass, has to get all the way to Church, it turns back there.
Yeah.
You have to walk from Church to fucking, I don't know what, McCall before you can get another fucking streetcar. So University to fucking Yonge shut down for streetcars. You're walking everywhere. It's not that crazy.
How long was this marathon though? How
and
many kilometers?
cars cannot go through.
Yeah.
I don't know, all day I guess. I don't know when it stops, but it was going this morning.
Well, like how many like kilometers?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's a marathon. So a half marathon is 21 kilometers.
Oh, there's a marathon has a number.
Marathon has it's a set. So if you're doing a half marathon, it's a specific amount of distance.
Oh shit.
I think it's 21 kilometers or 21 miles is a half marathon.
So then 40, 45,
something like that is a full marathon.
So, anyways, yeah, this guy was just parked right by the bike lane. This Uber driver waiting for someone to pick up, and then a fucking biker like just hit his car.
Yeah.
Oh, literally ran into him.
Yeah.
Oh,
the cyclist
hit a parked car.
hit a parked car.
What the fuck was he sleeping?
I don't know. He was just like
No, he's being a
he
dickhead
didn't
cyclist.
hit like
well, I'm in the bike lane.
he
and he's in the bike
he
lane.
moved
So
over
I'm just
and then
gonna
like hit him on the side. So he tried to
clipped it.
Yeah, he clipped the car.
And was it on purpose?
No, it wasn't on purpose. And he was like he stopped and he was like banging on the guy's window. And then like we have a cop doing like directing traffic, and then he came by, and then it was just
wait.
The worst
There's a parked. Oh, so the guy did it on purpose then. The Uber was parked in the bike lane.
Yeah.
And then the cyclist clips it as if he couldn't have gotten out of the.
And then he got out, and then the bicyclist just got off his bike, and they were just arguing, and they had no idea a cop was behind.
Yeah.
So the cyclist just left, and then I don't know, the cop and the Uber driver were just like arguing, but like. You know, it's a fucking biking lane, man. You gotta move over.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, there's no reason to get, like, there's fucking people in every road. It's Toronto. Pedestrians will walk in front of cars. Yeah. Fucking cars will park on bike lanes. Like,
I was valeting. Nice. I was valeting at Hold Renfrew at Yonge and Bloor. I almost hit a cyclist opening the door.
Oh, really?
It was fucking like they come out of nowhere, man.
Yeah. No, you gotta be careful about that.
You gotta be careful. Like it's fucked, man. Especially on a busy street at Yonge and Bloor. Yeah. Like I was legit like my car door was opening. And I'm like, oh shit, like literally, and then they like rang their stupid bell and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta get a bell.
You gotta get a bell.
Ding. I hate that. That's where
they're taking over the whole world. They're taking over the city, man.
Bang! The fucking bell. Bring, bring. Fuck you.
Maybe I'll get an air horn.
Cyclists.
I'll get an air horn.
Cyclists are taking over the city, man.
Like I don't mind more bike lanes. I don't mind.
Have you guys noticed more bikes as the years have gone on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long
have you been driving in the city?
Like since
all your life.
No, like since high school.
Yeah,
like
most of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would have noticed.
But like I feel like it's weird. Like I feel like it's more of like it got very trendy at some point. Like
I think it's probably right now. It's probably trendier than ever. If I finally managed to get a bike, then it's not like I'm ahead of any curve. Like people have been riding forever.
No, people have been riding forever, but like I feel like it got really really trendy.
I definitely
especially like road bikes and things like that. Like because you don't have a road bike.
No, it's a monster mountain
bike. Yeah.
I am gonna replace the tires with like round ones. Not they're not completely road because road generally they're narrow.
You should get those like lowrider bikes, man. I seen one guy drive it like this,
and
like the wheels are like just like this big, and he's just like riding it like this. I'm like, how does that work? How do you do that uphill? How do you uphill that shit?
It's like a tricycle.
It's like you have no gears.
Yeah, those are stupid. I don't like those. Those are dumb looking.
Those are obnoxious as much as like a small Honda Civic with a loud ass exhaust.
It's always a old Jamaican in those too, right?
He's like, with their fucking portable speaker.
Yeah, exactly. With his kids too. I saw it.
Yeah, he's got his Beats pill dangling off his handlebars.
That's what it is.
It's not a bad idea though.
Yeah, no, the cyclist stuff. I don't know. I support more bike lanes. I support a system for cyclists. I think getting cyclists off the sidewalks and in their own special place to prevent accidents and stuff is a good thing. But I think cyclists don't do themselves any favors by acting like dickheads all the time.
Yeah.
And
there's no reason to get indignant about someone in your lane. Like,
are they changing any rules?
Not even that. It should be. You need to realize the fact that you are second place. You're on the road. You're second place to car traffic. And
is there any like new laws?
You're second place to pedestrian traffic. So
is there any new laws about it? Like
not
cycling? No, not new ones.
It's just they're just making like more bike lanes, really.
Yeah, and they'll probably start. I know in New York,
with
for
bike
example,
lanes. The thing is with bike lanes on Sherburne, you can't park on the bike lane at all because it actually has a curb.
Yeah,
and it's its own little thing, right? So the whole point is like, don't go on the fucking bike lane, right? But the Uber says, well, there's fucking half a lane of space that I gotta
wait. I'm only here for 3 minutes, so I gotta wait for so and so.
So yeah, it was stupid on his part, but like fucking getting indignant and dinging it on purpose, I guarantee you, because like there's enough space between you and the next fucking car, or you can just fucking stop and wait for the space. You know what I mean? Like I rode all the way up Yonge, like I liked it. It's fun. And I'm a defensive driver. You know what I mean? Like I keep in my fucking lane, but actually when I was doing it, 2 people ran through reds on the bikes. And I was like both times like, what the fuck are you doing? One of them had like fucking flip flops on. I'm like, these people just want to be.
Was he a fedora?
Like
shit, man. This fucking grilled cheese is getting cold, man.
There was a fedora girl. She was actually huge. No, sorry. She was a thicker girl, and I was impressed. I was like, this girl has a bag this big. Kind of chubby,
going uphill
on a sit-up bike. Yeah, going uphill,
my God.
And delivering food. I'm like, that's impressive. I'm kind of nervous about that. She's fucking doing it.
You know what? Probably a great way to lose weight. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Free membership. You're getting paid to do it, and you're on a bike the whole time. That's genius.
I don't know. I was trying to go to the washroom at KFC. Opened the door. It was unlocked. It was this guy with a big ass fedora bag taking a shit. I'm like, bro. You're delivering it? Like, I don't want your fucking food. It's sitting on the goddamn public washroom floor.
Hey, it's zipped up. It's zipped up. It's as safe as it gets.
Like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, my bad. I just saw that. I'm like, man. Whoever ordered from that guy.
Yeah, when you gotta go. I wondered how many times I've ordered Uber Eats or Foodora, and it's like, it just takes absolutely fucking forever. I'm like, what is this person doing?
This guy's taking his shit.
How many times has my guys been taking his shit? Fuck you.
Now you know. Now you know how it
really my fucking food.
I was taking another shit out of the public washroom, and then I see some guy, like, this guy knocks on the fucking stall, and I know he's a fucking bum because he's wearing fucking sandals, and it's fucking, like, super cold out. He's like, how long are you gonna be? I'm like, man, I don't know, I'm taking a shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Did you valet any cool cars?
Oh, yeah, man, there's a few cars I've been valeting, like, I worked at the Hazelton.
Yeah?
Valeted a McLaren P1, Ferrari.
Shit. Holy fuck.
Where I work, like, they're very...
You validated Ferrari, so you got a Ferrari.
I didn't even know how to turn it on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Managed the fucking gears and got it into a
No, well, like, most of the exotic cars nowadays are...
It's all this.
It's all automatic.
Yeah, you're not buying from...
sequential.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
so,
from
like,
Porsche above, you're not buying a stick shift. Like,
well, you can.
You can if
it's
you
an extra. It's an extra
Mercedes,
$6,500.
Mercedes is always...
I would pay it.
On a Porsche 911, if you want to buy a Porsche 911, it's an extra $6,500 to get a proper gear shift.
Which makes sense, but that's also sad.
But now it's all automatic. But, like, yeah, when I went into the car, the guy's like, do you know how to use this? I'm like, yeah, man, don't worry. I'm like, fuck. There's a fucking...
So did you Google it? Like, how'd you figure it out?
Yeah, what?
There's a button. There was a button, like, right underneath the fucking wheel. And then I'm like, okay, how do you fucking shift to drive? And it's legit like a little clicker on the wheel too.
Yeah.
So everything, if you're driving a Ferrari, like, it's all on the wheel.
Yeah.
Like, all the stuff's on the wheel. Everything else is pretty, like pretty easy, you know? It's not rocket science. You know, everything else is, like, either on the middle console or, like, by the wheel too. So, yeah.
No, those cars.
Oh, no, driving, yeah.
And that's why I got a WRX in automatic. Because I get the little paddle shifters just like a Ferrari. Don't shit on me. I'm just driving.
You have WRX.
I drive it like a Ferrari. I drive my WRX like a Ferrari. I'm not driving it like a 1989 Ford Pinto with a fucking gear shift. What is this?
I drove a car. It was like a Toyota Camry. It was like an old one. And I'm like, all right, I'll take this one. But I don't know how to drive manual. So I go in. I'm like, why the fuck is this freaking 2004 Toyota Corolla fucking manual right now?
Why? So my question is, why is some dude...
it's cheaper.
And my question is, why some dude who's driving a 2004 Toyota Camry in manual, trying to save a little bit at the pump, but he's paying for valet.
He's paying for valet.
That's the question. What the fuck is that motherfucker got a valet? You should have told him to go home. It's like, you can't afford this.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
I don't understand that with some people. It's like, this is my car. I'm like, get a new one. Get a new car. I don't understand the people that keep their cars for 15 years and can afford new ones.
I mean, if it's a Honda Civic, man, that's just gonna last a lifetime.
No, I know, but like, I get it if you can't afford a new one, that's fine. You know, if it runs properly. But like, if you're spending more money maintaining this thing, waiting for it to just explode, just get a new fucking car at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because think about the amount of money you're gonna lose in this thing. You already get nothing out of the trade. Like, all it's gonna do is cost you more money. You might as well just get a new car. Like, I don't get that. I got a friend whose dad, he still drives, like, I think it was like a 2001 Infiniti. Like, he bought it in 2001, brand new, still drives it. And I'm like, what? Like, you can obviously afford a new car. He's complaining about the maintenance on this thing constantly. Like, now I gotta pay for this, now I gotta do this. Now. It used to be $79 for the oil change and maintenance. Now it's like $250 because we always gotta do another thing on there. And I'm like, just buy a new car. Just buy a new car. I don't understand it. Just buy a new car. You can do that. You spent $40,000 on a vacation last year. Like, just buy your new car. Get your new car. Why are you continuing to do this?
No, he'll get like a Honda Civic 2000 and...
no, and then he'll buy a brand new 2020 Audi something. Like, he'll always buy a nice car, but it's like, just do it, like, do it every 10 years instead of every 20 years. Or like, why are you waiting so fucking long? I don't know. It's like people who still use iPhone 4Ss. Like, just waiting for the phone to die. I'm like, just get the new $0 phone.
There's a reason he's rich and you're not.
No, but... He's penny pushing, man.
But like, if the phone,
people stay rich because they hold on to their fucking money. Spending money is not what makes you rich.
But specifically with mobile phones, that's the one that I never understood. Was the one where it's like it's a $0 phone. You're paying nothing on the contract. Your plan's not getting more expensive. You've been with the company for 10 years. You'll be with the company for 10 more years because your home phone and internet.
I don't want to pay
cable.
more on my plan. That's all it is.
Right, but if you can get a newer phone for $0 and pay less on the plan, the only difference is you're signing a contract. You know you're going to be with the company for the next 2 fucking years. Like, realistically, how many people bounce around that often?
Yeah, but
cell phone providers.
If they have the opportunity to not sign a contract to use a phone that still works and keep their $30 1 gig.
No, I'm saying let's assume that you're keeping your $30 1 gig plan regardless of what you do.
Well, are we just talking about bikes or?
The brownie's kicking in.
The brownies? No, the brownies are. Man, is there even any weed in this brownie?
Yeah, I haven't really felt much, but
I feel like it's okay, man.
I wanted to test it.
You know, but like your parents, like it's just.
Do you want another little bit of brownie?
Nah, I rather like I'm down to smoke.
All right,
but I can't roll.
I have a joint rolled already.
There you go.
There you go. All my life, man, I've been smoking since high school. Like I know how to roll, but like everyone around me just has like they just know how to roll. So I'm like, what's
yeah, I'm not that great of it. I've rolled like 4 maybe, and every time I've been pretty disappointed.
It's like the more like when I try to roll, and then I'm like I don't like it. You lose more and more weed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like next thing you know, after like 30 minutes of you trying to roll, you're like.
I don't know how this guy learned how to roll because his rolls are fantastic every time.
Whoa!
Like I'm impressed by his rolls.
It's therapeutic, bro. You just take your time. Wow, that's what it is. I'm only gonna have a little bit of this joint.
I was just gonna have like a little.
Okay.
I was gonna have 1 puff of that. Oh, maybe 2 inhales.
All right. Well, let's unsync this shit up.
Oh, we're done?
No. I'm just syncing everything up, the video and the audio again.
A blunt.
Okay,
go backwards.
Sync up the audio.
Shout out to B&E, Birch Mountain, Ellesmere, Daisy
like
Mart.
smooth.
You know,
get
your
smooth?
backwoods. What's up?
This is the Matt Moore roll.
It's a Matt Moore roll.
The Moore roll.
Well, you have a 1-hitter too, eh? So this stuff, like when you smoke,
that's what I usually use is just the 1-hitter.
So you purposely just smoke just so you can try to go to sleep. I'm the opposite, man. When I smoke so much, I can't even sleep.
Really? Well, when I smoke too much, I can't sleep because my whole body's rejecting it. My whole body's going, what did you do to me? Oh, my God. Oh, what are we doing?
It's more of me, like, thinking way too much.
But it's smooth probably just because of the tobacco that's in there. I figured out a good blend of tobacco to weed.
That's why if I'm high, like, I don't know if I'm going to fall asleep, but what I do is I just exhaust myself, right? Like, I put on a movie and I'm just, like, you know, captivated or play a game, and then, like, 3 hours later, I'm like, I'm exhausted. I can't think about anything else. Like, I'll fall right asleep.
So you rolled this?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know, right? I wanted to make fun of him and be like, those are obviously pre-rolls. Why do you keep buying and lying? but I actually saw him rolling, and I'm like, that's an impressive roll. Man. Like, if this was 1300 fucking Norway, this motherfucker was walking around the hills like, I have tobacco now. I'm a roller of a big cigarette. It would look like that.
I'd be the rolly guy.
You'd be the girly guy?
Well, no, for me, rolling, I cheat a little bit. I roll it a little bit. No, I'll roll it, and then I'll put the weed into it.
Oh, so you pre-roll it.
Oh, do you have like something to put it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you like pre-roll it, okay.
Yeah, so I get the filter. I did buy filters. So the filters are pre-made filters, because for me, it's just more convenient that way.
Yeah. I'm the one smoking.
Yeah,
you can put it out.
Dude, we said we're taking 2 fucking minutes. Put it down.
Put it out. If you don't want to keep
go
smoking
out. It will go out.
I'm okay. So.
He's
all right.
Still smoking. All right. This guy was he was playing coy.
So yeah, so you buy the pre-made roll things, and then you get the papers. So you get king size papers because king size papers are easier to roll. So you roll it out into a nice little cone thing with the filter, so it's nice and then you just pack it with the weed. And to me, it's easier because I've done it the other way too, and I can't do it the other way.
It's not going to come out that shape.
Yeah, it's just not. If doing it this way is more aesthetically pleasing. Otherwise, it just looks like a knobbly fucking Dr. Seuss dick.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ones I made.
But I don't mind. Plus, rolling to me is kind of part of the fun, right? For me, the fun of weed
it's
isn't
the craft.
being high. Yeah,
Which is why this guy
Put
will
on
be
some
one of the people
beats.
who owns the plant.
Yeah,
He's gonna have one little plant under a green or blue light. You know, fucking.
you're like, oh shit, I gotta go home and water my plant.
Well, I found.
the magic of these machines, they do that for you.
Yeah, I found this machine online.
What the fuck?
No, it's just a thing online.
It sits inside a little thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it looks like a
Water,
cooler. Like it looks like a mini fridge.
Yeah.
You just put your weed in there. It regulates the temperature and does the lighting for you. You put like a gallon of water in the bottom. It knows when to spritz the plant. Does it perfectly. It grows like an ounce every time of like good weed. And it's like 4 plants. It's like the perfect, this is how much you can do. Time to do it. Kind of thing. And you're just like, press go. And then you like add whatever bits. Add some cayenne pepper for some spice.
Some flavor.
Spicy weed. Some of that. You got that dank weed? Nah,
No, man.
I got that spicy weed.
Oh, spicy would be good, but
You know,
More
little
brand.
of that El Muerte marijuana.
There's gonna be meetups of weed connoisseurs making their own
I
breeds.
got the Tabasco. Yeah, I got some Tabasco.
I got a sriracha joint.
Oh
right
man,
here.
I only got some from Frank's
no,
Red
the
Hot.
weed, the weed is not sriracha. The leaf. The leaf is sriracha.
Bro, it's gonna
Sriracha
be nuts.
tobacco leaf. Could you roll weed in its own leaf? I guess no, because you want to burn that one. So you want a different.
Well, you could roll weed in the weed leaf and then just smoke the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can make a
Technically,
giant.
I don't think it would make you high or anything.
No, it would definitely make you higher. It's THC in there.
No, because the plant isn't. It's the buds. So when it does the little plant thing,
Yeah.
it has little shitties on it.
So what?
Those
what
little
are the-
shitties are what you're smoking.
Right. Okay. So what does a grown weed plant look?
It looks like the plant that you see all the time,
Yeah.
thin. It looks like that, but it has little buds on it that grow into the weeds.
Yeah, church.
Yeah, that's what I've never seen the buds.
Yeah, yeah, you have. Anytime you ever
No, I know.
bought
I've never
weeds.
seen them on the plant.
Oh, okay. I know.
Like, I've never seen them pre-harvest.
Yeah.
Well, there's like if it's like a female plant, you'll see
Homegrown
more.
episode 4. There's YouTube instructionals on how to raise your own.
Of course, I use
And
YouTube.
it's
That's how I learned
a
how to watch.
good budget.
Is that how you guys learn how to?
That's how I learned how
It's
to
a
make the butter.
good
Yeah.
budget. Like, look at this. Like, we're just growing our own weed.
Hey everyone,
I'm friendly.
excited to show you guys how much the plants have progressed.
White people.
This is how we.
Some buds starting to sprout up. This plant,
No, is it a male or female
I
plant?
need to see this
Or
shit.
is it like a?
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
It's over.
We were gonna
It's
get copyright
over.
struck anyway.
All right.
We're not fucking. We're not a reaction
Oh,
channel.
yeah. This is actually being recorded.
This isn't Jinx.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. See now I'm high.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I'm high.
I'm good now. I'm good now.
See, and that's why I like this weed because this weed's all indica stuff, and I roll it in. I figured out the perfect blend of how much tobacco to put in the weed, to put in the joint, to make it burn properly. My joints will never fucking canoe, son. I figured this shit out.
Well, yeah. Don't. You didn't. Well, for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
No,
everyone-
like, yeah.
Well, he figured it out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, I also watch a lot of videos on how to roll. I roll through Seth Rogen, where Seth it's like, I'm gonna teach you how to roll a joint. I'm Seth Rogen. And then the next video I watch is some black guy, and he's like, honestly, just roll it first and then stuff the weed in it afterwards. It's so much easier. And then I tried it, and I was like, oh my god, this
He's
is so
right.
much easier. I can't figure out blunt wraps though. That's a problem. I have never been able to roll a proper blunt.
What's
I heard-
different about a blunt than
Like
from
the
that? What
leaf.
It's a leaf, man.
The leaf in the paper
Oh,
and
it's a
everything.
proper leaf?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
because
an
it's a
actual-
cigar.
It's like a it's a cigar
Yeah.
leaf.
So it's
So
a proper.
you don't just use the whatever those are.
Well, that
You
I
don't
mean,
even
if
need a filter too.
Like
You're just
I'm talking like blunt wraps.
yeah,
like
how
when
is
you buy
that? I
blunt
thought that
wraps.
was a blunt wrap,
No, that's just paper. That's just a
but it's
rolling
brown
paper.
paper.
Well, it's because it's organic.
Okay, that's
So
what. I'm
there's no
saying.
bleach or anything on
I
it.
figured that's what blunts were
Yeah.
rolled in.
No, like the proper. If you get the brown here, I think I still have blunt wraps.
So you have them.
Yeah.
Oh, what this is?
Let me show you what
Oh, no. We now have a weed cast right now.
A
Our
weed
podcast
cast?
is about weed. It's like we're learning about weed tonight, kids.
Sick.
Hey, total of $75.
Oh, I think that brown is kicking in a bit.
Yeah, no, you just smoked a lot of weed, so
And that's
maybe
what-
some fucking weed. All right, what is it? Camelback, $9.
All you have to do with when it comes to blunts, you just have to roll it. Oh, you're talking about like
Like a juicy blunt wrap or whatever. Like
Because if it's like a backwood, you just roll it back to the way it was formed. You just put the weed in. It's not too hard, man. But with these ones, you have to cut. You have to cut.
Because it's like,
and it just turns into a
feel that. Let go. Oh, it's yeah. How can you not roll that? It seems easier to roll.
Yeah, just make it into a cone.
It's harder for me.
So what happens when you try to roll it?
It keeps rolling into itself. Like the
weed falls out.
You gotta flatten it out like that.
No, but I mean, like so the way I do it, it always kind of like it'll like envelope inside. Like I can't get it to be a perfect sphere.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm rolling. But because I'm rolling this like I'm rolling a rolling paper.
No, you know what you do? You just flatten it out and then you roll it backwards, really fine.
But no, because I always try to put a filter in it. So you're saying I don't need to put a filter in it at all.
Well, like I only smoke backwards.
Right. Isn't this like a backwoods though?
So wait.
No, it's a blunt, but like backwards is like it's like an actual like leaf.
Oh.
And it's like.
So where do you get backwards?
Convenience stores, anywhere.
Yeah. Standard postal, free. Am I getting a bottle and everything? Oh, I feel so lame. Actually, who am I kidding? I'm not paying for this. But I'm broke. I was so high, I almost actually bought it. Holy shit. I hope that clearance sale doesn't end. God damn it. Money's the fucking worst.
I know, right?
Money is the worst.
I know, right?
It's the worst.
Holy fuck. And now you're high on a podcast.
Yeah, no, this is almost why I didn't want to.
Well,
no, the good news is we're at our hour.
Hour
and 6 minutes.
We should put on some reggae right now.
I think
to straight reggae.
I think this is a good time to end because I think all of us are kind of losing our minds. So I think that's going to be it for the episode. We try to experiment with the filming, obviously, and
shout
then
out to Matt's mom for making these brownies.
No, I made the brownies.
With
my mom.
Oh, you ready?
This is the connoisseur. You're talking to the connoisseur.
So I think this is a good place to end it. So we try to experiment with the video footage. Let me know in the comments if you guys like what we do with the first person cam bit and everything. We're still learning how to do it this way. We're still only using one microphone. We haven't figured out a proper. No, turn that down.
Yo, it's all good.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Peace.